Before he began a very successful career as a manager, Jurgen Klopp spent 14 years playing professional football. In 1998, we find him with Mainz. But what happens if you bring this version of Jurgen Klopp to Football Manager 2010? Let's find out. There was no other choice for which club we're bringing him to. This was probably one of the worst Liverpool seasons in modern history, losing out early in both cups, getting eliminated in the Champions League group stage before a 7th place finish in the Premier League. We're going to need big things from the German. As you can see, this is the exact same Klopp who appeared on Championship Manager 1998. His technical attributes aren't too bad, but he may struggle with the physical elements of the Premier League. In reality, he spent 11 years with Mainz, mainly in the German second division, making 260 appearances before retiring in 2001. Whilst listed as a defender here, he started his career as a forward before moving into the back line. He's definitely got some strength and versatility. As you can tell, he's probably not quite the standard of a Premier League fullback. To try and support him a little, we're going to play Dirk Kuyt ahead of him out on the wing. We're going to use the 4-4-1-1. I've encouraged the team to play a short passing game, focused through the centre of the field. I think we actually have a pretty strong spine to the team, with Carragher and Skrtel at the back, a nice midfield partnership of Lucas and Javier Mascherano, and plenty of goal-scoring potential up top. In the 09-10 season, Fernando Torres contributed 22 goals in 32 games for Liverpool. We're going to need some similar form here if we're going to be successful. Let's move through the season and see what happens. It only took 7 minutes for our first goal of the season to arrive. After some nice build-up play, Maxi Rodriguez gets on the end of the through ball before he converts the chance. Matchday 1 ended with a 4-1 victory. Klopp's first goal-scoring involvement came against Sunderland. He finds the ball out wide on the right before playing it inside. Once again, a perfect through pass with a great finish by Yossi Benayoun. With 4 matches gone, we've made a very strong start, averaging 3 goals a game with a 100% win record. Games keep coming thick and fast. In the first Merseyside derby of the season, Liverpool would prevail 2-0. Javier Mascherano provides the perfect through ball, and Gerrard shows his class. Our form would get a little shaky on the way to Christmas, though. 3 costly points were dropped at home against Wigan. Here, Hugo Rodallega scores the only goal of the match, followed by defeat to Chelsea, which meant we picked up just 4 points out of an available 12. After 20 matches, we find ourselves in 4th place, just 6 away from the top. Torres and Gerrard were both unavailable over the festive period, and there's good news that they'll be returning shortly. Defensively is where we've really excelled, though. We have the joint second meanest defence in the division. If we can just improve the goal scoring a little, there's a chance for silverware here. Let's move away from the Premier League briefly and see how the season went in other competitions. In the League Cup, we overcame Bristol City and Aston Villa to set up a quarter-final clash against Arsenal. Steven Gerrard would score the only goal of the game, intelligently breaking the offside trap before hammering the ball home. In a rather one-sided first leg, Liverpool would triumph 7-0, the pick of the goals coming from David Ngog as he finds space from range before the explosive finish. A 1-1 draw in the return leg ensured Liverpool were in the final. It wasn't going to be easy though, as they'd be facing Chelsea. After going down 2-0 early, the ball's out on the wing. Mascherano cuts it back to Klopp, who finds Albert Riera with a perfect cross. Sadly, it wasn't to be. Despite a late and valiant effort, the League Cup was heading down to West London. The FA Cup offered a chance for redemption. After overcoming Wolves and West Bromwich Albion, a 5th round tie against Rotherham was on the cards. Dirk Kuyt scored the go-ahead goal, getting on the end of the cross at the back post. Our luck with the draws continued. 5-1 at home to Derby set up a semi-final clash against Chelsea. After a tightly fought battle, the game was tied as we entered the 118th minute. Chelsea break away, and after a nice pass by Anelka, Joe Cole would score the winning goal. After coming close in both domestic cups, Europe offered another opportunity. The group stage was quite straightforward, as we topped it with 16 points. Let's just hope we avoid Chelsea in the knockout stages. And thankfully we did. It was Sevilla who we'd face in the round of 16. Once again, Maxi Rodriguez got on the score sheet as we drew the Spanish side 2-2. 2 goals from Dirk Kuyt in the second leg ensured we progressed. Quarter-finals set up a clash with Italian giants AC Milan. The decisive goal came through Albert Riera in the 93rd minute of the second leg. Just 1 game from the final, the stakes were high. We took the lead early on, but would go on to draw the game 2-2. Everything would be to play for in Madrid. Despite Fernando Torres scoring in the return leg, we'd be eliminated on the away goals rule. Let's move back to the Premier League though, and after 29 games, we're 7 points off the top. But with fixtures still remaining against Man City and Chelsea, the title isn't out of the question. Back-to-back 1-1 draws against our title rivals didn't really help us much. We followed that up with a couple of wins, but the nail in our coffin came against an already relegated Portsmouth. Another draw saw any chances of the title slip away. We finished the season in 3rd place, 5 points behind eventual champions Chelsea. Whilst we'd lost just 3 games during the entire season, 12 costly draws ensured the title failed to come to Anfield. Our home form was the best in the division though. Just 7 away wins over the whole season wasn't good enough. Klopp finishes the season with 54 appearances and 1 assist. A memorable one though, as it came in the cup final against Chelsea. Statistically, he was pretty impressive. He won around 80% of his tackles and headers. What's even better though, is he only lost 5 games he was involved in all season. Jurgen Klopp has certainly proved his managerial qualities at Liverpool after arriving in 2016. Since he's announced his intentions to depart the club, who knows what lies in store for the German coach, but I wouldn't bet against him getting his hands on some final medals before he departs.